if you checked your calendar, if you haven't already, know that it's a new month and it's time to get everything ready for that new month when it comes to homeschooling and all things planning and prepping for the month. Hey guys, Sarah here. At Work Life Glue, I love to share tips and tricks for busy moms to help balance work life and everything in between and create balance that sticks in your life. I love to share tips that work for me, that work for my community, and just help make life a little bit easier. And since we have started on the homeschool journey with our 6, 4, and 1-year-old girls, I like to take every Tuesday to do a homeschool related video. And so I thought it would be fun to take you guys along on me prepping for the whole month. I have done videos in the past about what curriculum I'm using, which is Heart of Dakota, Classical Conversations, and The Good and the Beautiful. So I'm not going to get into that a lot, but I am going to show you guys what I do once a month to prep for the whole month. I am all about trying to batch as many tasks as possible and just put them all in one day for as long as possible. So just doing as much as I can for a whole month so I don't have to go back and start planning for every week. I have basically everything I need for the whole month. I just grab our materials and go every day, and then I'm only doing this once a month, which is really, really simple. So come along and plan with me, get your planning resources out, get a piece of paper, maybe you find some ideas that this sparks that you could maybe do. And if you think of anything interesting or useful, leave it in the comments so that we can learn from you as well. I am all about a community. I'm not the expert. I am just starting the conversation and we can all learn from one another. So let's jump into it. The very first thing I'm going to tackle is our daily weekly binder, which I did a whole video on if you guys want to see a detailed version of what this is and how you can make your own no matter what curriculum you have. But I'm going to get this out, empty out the weeks, switch it out, and then I'll show you guys where I keep all my extra resources, how I organize those, and how I stuff this bad boy full for the whole month of learning. So the first thing I'm going to do is just empty this out. I have folders with materials that we use, like our verse that we finished, that I will just put back in my bin. I have all our daily curriculum teacher guide pages that I'm going to take out and switch for the next 4 weeks, but I'm just going to take these out and then put them back in my unbound curriculum teacher workbook. And so I'm just going to swap. So I'm still currently in week 4. I just have 2 more days left this week. So I'm just going to put these to the front so that I'm not confused about where I'm at the next 2 days. Same with these. I'm just going to move these to the front because I always have the back of the first day of 1 week on the back of the last day of the previous week, so I still always need that in there anyway. And then I always just keep, these are different things in the appendix that I sometimes have to reference that I just keep in the back here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is go through this hanging file folder bin and look for any resources that I have to go along with what we're learning. So I got these. If you do the Heart of Dakota curriculum, there are Facebook groups that go along with each year of the curriculum, and a lot of times parents have created free resources that they have in the files of those groups. So I just printed out a ton of those. There's coloring sheets, there's copy work for the verses, there's verse cards, which one of you actually made these and commented on one of the videos, so thank you. These have been wonderful and so beautiful, and a lot of people have asked where I got these. You can also buy scripture cards, printables off of Etsy, and just, you know, do your own thing and just print them out, just whatever works for your family. And then I have for our storytime dictations and illustrations, somebody made this printable. I haven't been doing a great job of remembering that, but I have that in here. And then if we ever, this is what I did when I taught daycare preschool, we had emotions cards. I've got our 4-day schedule here so I can remember. Oh, I totally forgot I had that. Huh, I'm gonna re-look at that. And then we have these timeline cards that we put up on our bulletin board, so I'm gonna have to kind of just look through because it does say, you know, what it does. Thankfully, the person who made this has a guide of like what unit and what day each of these go to, and I'm doing units 4 through 8 for this time, so I know which pictures to cut out and put in the different folders. So I'm just gonna kind of go through and get everything corralled and in my folders, and then I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, let me just show you guys what I mean now. So for week 3, which ends up being week 7, every week I can just easily pull out these resources on different days. So we've got our first card that I will pull out the very first day, our timeline card that I will have them color and we will put up on our board whenever we end up reading the story that goes along with it in our history. We have this copy work, which I tend to do instead of doing handwriting one day. So they're learning the verse, learning how to spell the words, and practicing handwriting. And then I have them color the coloring picture. I just do this for my 4-year-old and my 6-year-old on whatever day we're reading the story that goes along with it. So I can just easily pull these out. I have it all done for the whole month, so I don't have to do this every week. It's all right here. It fits super well and it's easy to find. In case you're wondering, I have this dresser here in the homeschool room, and this is where we keep our timeline. So I was really fancy and just cut out some construction paper. We did in a rainbow pattern, and then my oldest wanted to do Joseph in a rainbow background, which works. After we fill out a timeline card, I just have these papers here in a drawer, and we just tape it on and tack it up, and then by the end of the year we'll have the whole timeline here, which works out well. We're learning about ancient history in CC, so it works out because we're learning the same things right now. Eventually we'll go beyond that because we're learning the whole world history for Heart of Dakota, but this will help them, you know, map it all out in their head. We've got our calendar here, we've got our verse for the week, and just some other random things here as well. Next up, I'm gonna go through this drawer unit of different activities for my 4-year-old. They can be for my 6-year-old as well, but my 4-year-old knows she can come here when we're homeschooling if I'm doing language arts or math with or handwriting, logic, that kind of stuff with my older daughter, and my younger daughter wants to do something like around us or have an activity, she can come to these drawers and pull something out. So I'm just gonna switch these all out just to make it fun and different for the next month. So now there's 3 to 4 different activities that can be done. This one has stuff underneath all the Polly Pockets. This I could probably add a puzzle or something. And there you have it. I think I'm gonna do differently with those bins, those drawers, is we tend to do homeschooling upstairs most days. They just want to stay upstairs, and so I think I'm just gonna pull out a drawer and take it upstairs with us. When I take our homeschool bag with us upstairs, I'll just grab one of those drawers to give her some activities she can do around us, and then I'll just switch the drawer each day. The very last thing I'm going to do, I could make it more complicated and plan out art activities and stuff. I just have found I'm still getting the hang of the whole schedule, so I'm trying not to add too much in. We do art and we do science at Classical Conversations every week. Plus we're outside doing nature walks and things like that all the time. I pull out the paint and they do art, like unstructured art, all the time. So I'm gonna just let that go for right now and not over plan things and then feel bad when I don't get to them. Just gonna ease into all of this, but I am gonna go through, there are some book recommendations for picture books that you can add in. So I'm gonna go on my library's website and see if I can find any of those to request, or if they're really cheap on Amazon, I will just add them to my Amazon cart. So I got my daily weekly binder all filled up. I got everything switched out, all the resources added in. I got all of our drawers filled up, and I got all of our library books ordered. That is what I do on a monthly basis. You can make this as complicated or as simple as you would like it to be. I would love it to know, if you are a homeschooling family, what things do you do every week or every month to prepare for the new month. I also do rotate toys. I will be doing that on the weekend, so you'll see that this upcoming weekend in our weekly prep video. I just don't want to tackle that right now. Plus rotating books I also do on a monthly basis, so I'll do that this weekend. So I'm pretty tired right now, but let me know that in the comments. If you are not a homeschooling family and your kids are in public school or private school or charter school or whatever, let me know, are there any activities you like to do at the start of the month or start of the week to really prepare yourself and your kids or your home for that upcoming time frame? I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I will see you next time. Bye guys.